Hi everybody, I'm Brahma and we're going to see how to deploy a machine learning app to Heroku using React and fastiai. So this is a classifier app. We can classify images from the user or use the random button to request a random classified image from Unsplash. In the first part of this guide, we saw how to train the model with fastiai and images from Unsplash. Now we're going to see how to deploy the app to Heroku. This version is going to have the model that I trained on around 100 labels. After that, I'm going to show you how you can put your own model, and then we're going to see how the app works. I made a post in my blog about this, so if you want to check that out, I'm going to leave a link in the description. Alright, first you need to fork this repo to your GitHub account. Just go to the repo in the description and hit fork. Then we go into Heroku, we create a new app, then we need to get access to our GitHub account and then select the repo that we want to deploy. You will need to select the forklift repo. So we select the master branch and then we enable auto deploys and hit deploy. Nice, you have all set up now and the app should be up and running. Now we're going to see how you can put your model. Remember that in the previous part we trained a custom model and then we exported a pickle file. You need to upload that to Google Drive or Dropbox. After uploading the file, we need to get a direct link to download that file. You can use this tool to get a direct link, so I'm going to link that in the description. Then you have to change a couple of variables, 2 in the server file and 1 in the data file. You have to check the export file URL and the export file name. This last one should have the same name as the uploaded file. Then change the class variable here and in the data file. Great! Now I'm going to showcase how the app works, going from the server side to the client side. So first we're going to see the server.py file. Here we have all the backend. We have in the port variable the port that Heroku sets in the environment. If port is not set, it goes to 5000. We're going to use Starlight as our web service interface. Starlight is asynchronous, so we can use async and await in our Python code and have multiple requests to the app. We add the CORS middleware. CORS stands for cross-origin resource sharing, and it allows sharing files with different origins. Then we mount the static and private view so the client can access those as static files. Now we're going to see the functions in the backend. First we're going to see the download file. With this function, we download the model file asynchronously. First we check if we already have the file. If we don't, we get it with HTTP. Now with setup learner, we load and return the model. First we call download file with the model URL, and if we succeed, we call load learner and we return the model loaded. This function sorts the probabilities in the same order and creates a list with 2 items in which we have probabilities and the ID of the label. With this, we create an async IO task. The ensure future method is the same as create task in the new version. This will run an asynchronous task and we ensure that the learner is loaded. Now we're going to see the route of the app. In the homepage route, we send the index.html file with HTTP response. In the analyze route, we await for the data, and then we open the image with open image. This is a fastiai function. It uses pill to load the image. Here we pass bytes to the function, but we can give it a path to a file too. Then prediction. This outputs a list in which the third item is a list of probabilities that we want to pass to sorted probe, so we can sort them. Finally, we make a JSON response with the results. Here in the randoms route, we do something similar to the last one, but We first get a random image from the Unsplash using their API, and then we send the results. Finally, we tell Heroku to run the server in the port that Heroku set for us with the port variable. Now we're going to see the front end of the app. In the body of our index HTML, we have the main app div, the React lib, and the components import. In the index.js, we have a header component and the prediction component. This last one is going to have all the functionality of the app. So in the header component, it's just the title of the app, not the application is in the prediction component. So first we're going to see the state of this component. And now we're going to see the functions in the prediction component. We're going to start with show picker. This function clicks in the file input and shows the file picker of the system. If the app is already analyzing, it shows a notification. Now we show picked, it shows the selected file and shows the name of the file in the app. This function is called when the input file fires the onChange event. With that event, we retrieve the file data. We use the file read API to read the data of the file. We then store this data in the image pick raw state variable. In this one, we parse the results and give the top 5 predictions. The predictions are already sorted in the back. We loop the first 5 results and then we index them. With the correct class, we give the percentage the right format. Here is one important function. This is the one that sends the file to analyze. We use the XML HTTP request API. First, we make sure that the file is selected, otherwise we notify. Then we check if we are still analyzing other image. If we are, we notify. If we pass, we make a post request to analyze, appending the file selected. One important part is the .onload. In this, we call parse results and we make the changes of the state to show the results. This one, get randoms, does something similar to the last one, but in this one we make a get request. We do this using fetch and checking.then, since fetch returns a promise. We also check if we are already getting a random image and we display a notification if we are. Now we're going to look at the render of the component. Here we have the input that holds the file selected, but on the onChange event it triggers the showPick function, the button to select an image that fires the showPicker function, the button to analyze and get random predictions, and then 2 image components that will show the results of the analyzed image and the random image. Now the final component that we're going to see is the image component. This one receives through props image picked, a bool that shows or hides the component, image picked raw, URL or bytes of the image, label results, an array of tuples that we map to generate the list of the results. So if you want to see all the code of the app, I will leave the link of the repo in the description. With that said, we're finished. I hope you understand. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this style of tutorials. If you didn't get something, please write a comment. Follow me on Twitter, I'm always there, and that's about it. Goodbye.